Welcome, my fellow Virgos, to your June 2024 reading. This is going to be for Virgo Sun, which I am, Virgo Moon, which my boyfriend is Sun and Moon, Virgo Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided. I know I would put like a 30% of you are intuitively guided, and you paid attention to your intuition. I don't know where that number came from, um, but that's what I feel. You could be here because you may be in love with a Virgo, and if that's the case, good luck. And I say that as being a Virgo, and dating a Virgo. We're not dating; we're living together. Being in love, let's just say, it can take a lot to get to that point. And I'm sure that's not for every Virgo. Probably depends on how you're raised. But anyways, whatever brought you to the reading, welcome. I was gonna go live today, with you, and my internet kept going on and off. So I'm like, okay, that might be a sign not to go live. So I decided I'm just gonna listen to that, but I'll make it up to you. Also, I want to remind you guys, I'm doing an Archangel series where I'm doing short videos. These videos are like 5 minutes long, though it takes me hours and hours to make them. But it talks about your archangels and let's just put it this way without giving it away. I feel like very quickly as you go through it, you'll be able to connect and you'll understand more. Um, and I'll link that at the end of the video for you. Check it out if you want. I think it's less than 5 minutes, but packed full of information. All right, so we are going to continue with the type of spread we did for April and May, where we're using two different tarot decks. And I'm doing it on purpose. I'm looking for certain synchronicities. If it talks about new love, by the way, um, I did look up, what I do is get like a few different people's opinions of like the astrology for Virgo, and it looks very romantic. Like it feels like romantic relationships that already are deepening. It feels like, this may be a time where you find love and love finds you, and it's probably out of the blue. Then I think we're also in Gemini's energy and we share Mercury. So we feel pretty comfortable in that energy. Um, and then opportunities. So June just feels like it's going to be a good month. So we're going to take to the cards, take to our spirit guides, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with Mother Mary. Now, actually, I'm going to end with Mother Mary. We'll get her words of wisdom at the end. I feel like I want to take her over the reading. Interesting, you're the only sign this month that I said that to. But that's what I feel, and it's interesting also because I am going to use the Psychic Tarot and I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. So we'll start with the Psychic Tarot, whatever wants to come out. Then we'll bring in the Universal Tarot, and then we'll bring back the Psychic Tarot. And I'm looking for like, you know, spiritual conversations, synchronicities, just, numbers. I'm looking for everything. Like my eyes are wide open during a reading. All right, let's start with the Psychic Tarot and let's go ahead and begin this reading. Let me bring the lid down. There we go. So yeah, I am Virgo Sun, Gemini Moon. Sam is a Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon. And Virgo Moon can be very, um, hmm, what do I want to say? Like, can be very emotional. but not in a bad way. I shouldn't say it that way because Scorpio Sun, we can tend to hold back a little. Anyways, we have the Three of Cups. We'll take it. Says rejoice in celebration. Feels like it must be some type of opportunity because then we have movement, choices, and decisions. It's almost like this good news hits you, and right off the bat, I celebrate it, and then maybe, and I'm not talking about fear here, but I feel like, and then it's like, okay, that means that I'm walking through one of these doors. So it feels like a change. But listen, I see all the red, but I also see the blue. So I like the two of them together, like fiery, passionate, and adventure. But then the blue makes me feel like serene. Hmm. Maybe it's something that feels like it's bringing peace back into your life. Hmm. We have the magician called awareness in this deck. Look at that. First of all, one, two, three. It's like the steps. And it's interesting because the one is the third card out of three cards. Um, but it almost feels like it's from this energy that this was even created. So it's almost like it's almost like I created it in the future to happen now. Probably connecting to your higher self. And I also feel like, give yourself some credit because it's like learning that we work hand in hand with divine. It's knowing like my part, right? Like I'm willing to take the steps to bring about. All right, let's keep going. Whoa, it's like boom. All right, I do see the sun on top. We have interesting partnerships and alliances. So right off the bat, there's our 33. And these threes are mirroring each other. So it makes me feel like this is not a singular journey. You're definitely connecting to someone here, and you definitely feels like someone you can trust. I'm just looking at the way they're holding each other's arms, right? Could be holding each other's hands, but it's almost like I got you, and I got you. It's interesting. I remember early in, I'm just going to say our relationship, but it was still like over the phone. Sam said to me, he's like, what's the words he used? Like, will you have my back? Can I count on you to have my back? Something like that. And I said yes, and vice versa. So that's what I mean. Like, I feel like it's something, and who knows where it was going to end up, right? It was still just over the phone. It was kind of in the beginning. Um, but yet that connection was made over the phone. 33, it's a master number. This could be like ultimately mastering something. And I love again awareness, right? And like connected to above. This feels kind of divine, like what's ever happening, wherever these steps take me, I feel like I can trust them. Like I'm not even thinking about like good or bad. It just feels right and I'm following that. All right, let's keep going. Hmm. Accelerated motion. Look at that. Fast moving energy. She's looking up at a star, and I would associate that with making a wish. Then the Three of Cups above it. So you could be manifesting very quickly. Hmm. 8 is about a new beginning. It's the number of infinity. As above, so below, no beginning, no end. We have the 7 of Cups. It's interesting because I feel like something, some type of energy. It's like there's a reason for you to get excited about something, and I may have even like agreed to it. And then I feel like in the two of or in movement choices and decisions, especially with choose wisely underneath it, I feel like, and then I need to take a second and decide like which direction, right? Decisions about a movement, right? An opportunity. Yet awareness right next to that. So I feel like this is definitely about trusting your intuition. 7 of Cups under it makes me feel like it's some type of like within your emotional house. So who knows? This could be, someone offering their cup, and immediately it's like, I feel the butterflies, I feel excited, but also be, an opportunity. But still I feel excited about it. And it almost happens like sooner than I expected. But then I feel like, and then it comes down to like, okay, but do I move forward? 7 of Cups can talk about, especially next to fast moving energy, where like it feels chaotic, like my decision, my choice. And then no pressure, right? Choose wisely. No pressure. All right, well, let's see. Solitude. That's us. It's a hermit. And I love that the hermit is coming right below awareness. It's almost like a peek at the Akashic records. And, I'm not feeling anywhere where I feel fearful about this. And I feel like some of you are connecting like on a spiritual level. All right, well, let's keep going. We have the Tower, but then we have the Sun. The Sun. And, listen, when the sun is out and the sun is out and you're reading, if there's any towers, that type of energy, first of all, I feel like with the hermit right before the tower, it's like I can examine this tower. I can know, what it means, why it was caused. I do feel like chances are it's already happened. Or for some of you it may be like, I don't know, like, it literally says disruption. So it doesn't even have to be like major, but I do feel like you understanding that tower. Some of you, I just want to say, I feel like you may be forgiving someone. And no, I don't mean a narcissist or an abuser because I get comments all the time. I never take that son of a bitch back. Well, then, and I'm not even saying it's back from this lifetime, but I do feel a sense of forgiveness now. Maybe it's compassion. I don't know. What am I holding? The sun. All right, let's slide these up. Wow. I just realized that we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. What's missing? 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. You know what else I love here is it looks like, if someone, like if there's like a certain dream I have, a wish that I wish would happen, um, and whether that be involving someone else, even if I've been with them, because I feel like the hermit is going to examine that tower, but also it feels like connecting to above. So I don't feel like it holds power anymore. You know what I mean? But I also feel like the sun is like almost like a backup of that. It's like a backup battery. Um, where, if you, because I feel like nothing can hide in the sun's energy, right? If there was a tower about to happen, the sun would illuminate that to me, for me. Um, Cardia. Leo's ruler. Interesting. All right, let's bring in even though we didn't really leave much room, but let's bring in the Universal Tarot. Introduce them into the reading. Oh, it's like I couldn't pick it up no matter what I did. So, I'm not going to. Hmm. Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's confirmation for a lot of you. Male or female. Page of Cups. Oh my God. The Ace of Cups. And I'm going to take one more right off the top. Look at this. Another Virgo card. The Nine of Pentacles. How interesting, because Nine of Pentacles, first of all, I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy, which I feel we are. And I feel like it's mistaken sometimes. Like sometimes like I enjoy being alone. I feel like that's when sometimes I'm at my most creative. Like I just get ideas, I write them down, I listen to music, um, but I feel like, but I'm still working in a way. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying all this. Nine of Pentacles is really seeing the fruits of your labor. You know, who benefits from the work that you put in here? You do. And maybe you're feeling that way. Listen, at least by time we get down here. Now, the good news is not only is it saying, normally this is called material harvest. That means the seeds have already been planted. And, I love that. I love that for a few different reasons. To me, it feels like, again, you are seeing the fruits of your labor, whether they be plentiful or whether they just be enough. You know what I mean? I feel like you're seeing, you know, like all the effort you put in. I feel like you're seeing now. But I also feel like I feel pretty strong in this energy. It doesn't mean like I have my whole life together, any of that. It just means, my craft probably. And if I don't, I know what I want. Like, I feel like, and listen, I feel like with this type of energy, anything you do in the spiritual realm, I feel like amen. But also love. I mean, the perfect time to really fall in love. right? When you're feeling good about you. And you know what else I love? Because it's definitely signifying you. What else I love is it the Page of Cups here with it. Because to me, it means, yeah, you know, maybe work, yes. But I feel like work and no play, it is about like being playful, having fun, doing the things that, you know, maybe you've always wanted to do. Reminds me of like puppy love. Puppy love. Probably a lot of you don't remember this, but Donny Osmond. And I remember, I think I was like around 13. I'm not even sure. Probably a little younger. But I remember listening to, and, it was a single. So anyway, I remember listening to that record over and over and over again. It was a teenage crush. Anyways, who knows? Maybe I'm remembering like a time period like that because maybe that's where some of you, that's where this energy may be coming from. Well, we only got four cards from the Universal Tarot, but holy cow. And by the way, I love that the Nine of Pentacles is also mirroring the sun. It's like the sun is, first of all, illuminating the whole reading, but really illuminating this line. Number one, it's you. I know it's you. Number two, I feel like not only does it feel a little bit like an adventure, but I also feel like it may be a little bit playful, maybe flirty, who knows, sitting right next to that Ace of Cups. And, and listen, I feel like for some of you, this may have been a long time coming. And I say that because I feel like, it's like I got my life together, I got my career together, so to speak, wherever I may be. I'm pretty clear about what it is I want to do. Um, I feel like definitely be open because I don't know if this is just talking about like romantic love, but for some of you, it can be like just the right people at the right time type of energy. But I feel like it's coming from such a deep place, almost like these seeds have already been planted. Hmm. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the decks. We have, well, hello, Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, and we have the Page of Cups. Some of you, just gonna say it, could be. See what's under that, the Chariot. Hmm. Chariot, unlimited potential. Card of Cancer. Could certainly be communication in some form. I often feel like if the page isn't someone of the past, even if it's past lives, um, to me that probably means in a past life that's as far as we got. Um, I don't know. I feel like you're just meant to be surprised. So it's on the bottom of the psychic tarot. Look at that, the Ace of Swords. It's almost like someone's thinking about it, and then someone actually does it. And I mean communicates in some way. Interesting because, again, we share Mercury with Gemini. Balance underneath that. It's a card of justice. Good at just number the 11 and the 1. Could talk about karmic justice, but I feel like ultimately, whatever it may be talking about, I feel like you ultimately have had that awareness. Like, if, let's say, before this Three of Cups, whatever may be wrapped in that tower, um, could also been like a karmic type lesson. But I feel like, but then the Ace of Swords over that, it's like, what does it say? Triumphant success. So, first of all, I feel like you got to give yourself a pat on the back. This is your truth, right? Honesty. Some of you may have cut ties with someone. And again, I just feel like this Ace of Cups. I mean, we'll see. We're going to bring in the Gilded Tarot, but I feel like, it's interesting because I feel like you don't know it yet. Because I feel like you're starting on this adventure, whatever's coming in, and it's kind of like just where you're heading. But I feel like the importance of you and your foundation and what you do, is just as important as this love. Like your spiritual knowledge, spiritual awareness, um, and maybe, I don't know, maybe help spread it in some way. Maybe it's what you do for a living. I definitely feel like, she's reading the Akashic records, and that includes everything, right? Even the towers. Because I don't feel like I'm doing it with any type of fear. Almost like, oh, it just brings me to a state of awareness. Almost like I get a glimpse at this Ace of Cups, but it's just a glimpse. Hmm. All right. So it does look like someone has been thinking about communicating, reaching out to you, and then I feel like, and then they do. And I feel like it's received well. And then for just a moment, it's like, oh, you know, someone may be like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I worked so hard to create the life that I've created, and now, you know, I feel like, first of all, if that's the case, it's only going to enhance the work that you do. Not that you needed it, not that it's a must be type of energy. Like, I don't feel that way. Like, oh, I have to have love. I feel like my mind's kind of preoccupied. But yet, I still feel like I kind of get a glimpse. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. Everything's coming out blocks. All right, Six of Swords. So I knew you were moving on from something. That this is a change. We know that through movement, choices, and decisions, right? You are like, I feel like, and especially choose wisely below it. So I do feel like, it is like, yes, happy, but then I feel like this is you moving towards it. And you just merely need to look one card back to understand what we're leaving. And that is toxicity. you know no, and that's why I think I said, like, no way is this talking about like a narcissist type energy being part of this next journey. No, no. And it's not even, I don't feel like, again, I'm looking like for love. I feel like I've had the realization that maybe someone, something, right, something was holding you back. It's swords could definitely have been communication, like bad communication. Um, then I feel like somehow, some way you find the guts to be like, no. Six of Swords is temporarily difficult or difficult temporarily. And then it really is, the promise of calmer waters. And it's moving into a seven, which is also a very spiritual number. And I do feel the spirituality within this. All right, what else we have? Page of Wands, my risk taker. This is someone who will move first and think about it later. And I do feel a little bit of that. But this is someone who does, chase their dreams. This is someone who has fallen down, but then gets back up again. And I feel like we're all a little bit of everything. So this lies within us, right? So I feel like it's saying be bold within your choice. Like be bold, be open, like to whatever. It's almost like whatever adventure. I feel like I'm like like a frontiersman or something with the 10 of Wands. Mm. So there you are having some type of awareness over that energy. And that energy is, to me, it's like, if you just look at the card, the person is, carrying all the wands himself, herself. Why? If we look down, we do have the Ace of Cups, but we also have the Page of Cups, and I feel like they're connected. You know, Sometimes we just merely need to look at our past to understand ourselves. This can be the energy of like where it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, a relationship, a situation. But it really is about, I feel like dropping those wands, saying no more. Because this energy, and I often feel in the Ten of Wands, this person really is secretly, like subconsciously, seeking that tower. Like, just let it end already. There's the tower. And I have to understand where I've been to know where I'm going, to know the difference. And sometimes that's really what the journey is about. It's like, all right, we were in like this difficult, let's call it the night of the soul, dark night of the soul energy. Um, and now we're moving towards the light, right? Because why? Well, because when we're in the light now, the appreciation for it is that much greater. Where if we'd never walked in the dark, then would we just get used to the light? You know what I mean? So it's almost like we had to go through the dark, first of all, to understand it. But then I feel like, and now we're moving, it just feels like into the light. All right, well, death card, ending. It's mirroring the Six of Swords over there. This definitely talks about endings. Door closing, but a new door opening. And, that's just the case. When one door closes, another door opens. And by the way, it's following that Ten of Wands. I kind of want that door to close. Then I gotta close it, right? I gotta close it. Not only do I gotta close it, I've got to move on from it. So, and to me, that means I can't allow it to have like power within my future decisions. You know what I mean? I'm closing that door. Some of you, it's like lesson learned. And, and then I feel like, and then be bold. Like, be bold. All right, just keep going. Hello, Knight of Pentacles. I always love seeing the Knight of Pentacles in a reading. Because often feels as guardian angel energy. This night teaches us patience. Um, Says that I will come in at the right time. You know, Sometimes we ask ourselves, well, what's the right time? Well, maybe when I've dropped those wands, when I've closed that door, maybe that's the right time. It's almost like you're speaking to the universe, like, all right, I see it, I get it, I understand, and I'm ready. And that feels like the right time to me. It's interesting because it's like this knight is fulfilling a wish because, again, she's like staring up at the star. And then you have accelerated motion, right? Slow moving, accelerated. Where did it change? The death card. Ten of Wands probably felt like forever. And then boom, you're free. You're free. That feels like the right time. All right. Look at this. Four of Swords healing over the Seven of Cups. It's interesting because I think I said in the beginning where I felt like there was, at least I feel like I said in your reading, where there was some forgiveness. And sometimes it's forgiving ourselves for the things that we think that we have done, right? Really, we were learning, right? We didn't know better. We were learning through our experiences. And I feel like the Four of Swords is always available, right? If I need to take a moment and heal after closing this door, I don't feel like there's a problem within that. But then again, I feel like there's something that you're trying to manifest. Not only trying, but I feel like you're going to. But at the same time, I feel like, but you also need to be ready for it. I don't feel like there's been wasted time on your journey, Virgo. And some of you may have lived a life like mine, where the first half of my life, spirituality wasn't like high in the list, and now this part of my life, spirituality is everything. Doesn't mean I'm not still learning. I am. All right. The magician again. It's like you are the magician. You are the magician. The magician would talk about you possessing everything that you need to be successful on this next journey. I'm also noticing that eight, infinity. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you start thinking of someone all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, like, I feel like they may start thinking of you. But I have to tell you that I kind of feel like it was like meant to be. And maybe each one of us had our own journey, to get to what ultimately I feel like is together, right? Because I feel like each like had a lot of growth. And, I feel like gained a lot of wisdom and spirituality. And, it's almost like I'm not the same person. I feel like you're understanding energy. We have the hangman. Slow down, you move too fast. Interesting. It's mirroring the Knight of Pentacles, which again speaks of patience, right? So there is the hangman over the tower. But the hangman is seeking spiritual wisdom. Like, help me on my next steps. And when the hangman feels like, I've had that awareness, here's awareness right here, then it feels like it's time to move. And I love that it's mirroring the Knight of Pentacles because I feel like maybe this is a choice that you ultimately had to make. Maybe we have to go back to that Six of Swords, working hand in hand. All right. Well, there is the Knight of Cups. I knew it was going to come out because honestly, I just felt like I don't feel like you were. Listen, again, you may start thinking about someone may start thinking about you, or you just start feeling, if you're not partnered, like you start feeling like, I don't know, like you just start feeling it. It's coming over the sun. And how do I love that the two nights are connected? Unexpected couple fulfillment, right? I bring you in a cup. Here it is. We have, ooh, two swords. I feel like that's the difference of allowing ourselves to heal the past or to just drag the past with us. If we allow ourselves to heal the past, close the door to it, you're not closing the door to the wisdom that you've gained from it, and don't judge yourself, like forgive yourself. And that may be what it's talking about. Because I feel like if I don't do that, then my chances of blocking really what is meant to find me um, are so much higher. Like, I've got to think about my energy. What am I putting out there? So if I kept, like, maybe the door does close to that Ten of Wands. Maybe it wasn't even my choice. I don't know. But if I allow that energy, if I don't give it the time it needs to heal, and then allow myself to move on, and I feel like that's why the Page of Wands is like saying, be bold. Like, be bold in your decisions and your choices. You can always change course. Sometimes we feel like, all right, we start down this path, well, we're locked in forever now. Well, that's not the case. But you got two beautiful knights over here. And why are they moving? Because of you and because of your actions. All right. But then I feel like if I don't give myself that time to heal, if I don't forgive myself, if I carry that anger in my heart, then in a way, am I not blocking what is really meant for me? And I feel like you have the answer. All right. Well, look at that. It's like, who do I trust? My thoughts, which can lie to me, or my intuition, which will always be honest with you. That is your higher self. That is your connection to above. High Priestess really talks about being your GPS in this lifetime. Like, if you want to know, like the hangman, I'm seeking wisdom, right? On my next steps. Your intuition's going to pick those signs up. But you have to trust it at the same time. Also, your ability to manifest feels like great. All right. Wow. Hello, Chariot. I feel like first of all, this is giving you a little confirmation. Because the chariot mirroring the Knight of Cups, that Knight of Cups, again, unexpected couple fulfillment. It literally shows it's fulfilled with the Ace of Cups, but not only that, it's coming over the sun, so it's coming in the light, and that I can trust. And now it's mirrored by the chariot. That means unlimited potential. The only limits on, how far this can go is what my human mind puts upon it. And maybe that's why it was so important to let go, right? To let go, even if I need to forgive others, doesn't mean I have to like pick up the phone and call. Just got to forgive in my heart. I just got to be like, you know what? I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn through my adventures, and okay, this didn't work out, but that doesn't mean your adventures are over because lo and behold, it's like you close that door, another adventure opens. And again, I don't feel like I go into it like with any like, hmm, I want to say preset ideas, but in a way, maybe you do because I feel like, your intuition's driving you. Trust it. I feel like, in everything, in anything, Knight of Pentacles, I bring a pentacle in that is really meant to enhance your life. And I don't feel like it's a one time deal. Knight of Cups, love, got the Ace of Cups with intuition, the High Priestess right over it. That's what I need to trust. I feel like that's it. Like, okay, I'm going to take Mother Mary over the reading. It's interesting because I just felt like, and that's enough, Sandy. Like, okay. And I feel like you either will or you won't. And I'm not judging you that, like it's your free will. Don't let, if there's someone telling you that, like, like you won't amount to much or, what it is you have in your heart that you want to do that, you won't be any good, but you feel it, trust that. Like, trust that over, sometimes what uneducated minds may say, at least in what it is you want to follow. Doesn't mean that they're stupid, it just means they probably don't know what you know. And that's why you got to believe in yourself. And also, I feel like you do have to be bold. Some of you may receive communication, and some may say yay, and some may say nay. Mother, interesting. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. Mother. Makes me think of the Empress. Maybe I am understanding my mother the more I go through my own experiences. It's like, oh, okay, I understand now. Doesn't mean right, wrong, just means now I get it. All right, self respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. Mother and self respect. And guys, I think I should just leave it there. Like, I don't even feel like I need to read from the books. I feel like your reading is so clear. And I feel like you're either going to look at it this way Or you're going to look at it this way. Like group A may look at it, with a limited view, and group B may be like with their spiritual lens and his spiritual ears. Doesn't mean like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, I love you guys. I thank you. Um, June just looks great. And time is fluid. So, like, I feel like whenever this finds you, whenever the energy, like, whenever you recognize the energy beginning, if it's just beginning for you, I go back and watch it. Um, And some of you may be already like in it and be like, yep, that's how I got there. So anyway, I'm just going to trust that. I love you guys so much. I always love doing your reading. And it's funny, I forget about myself, like, that I'm a Virgo. Because I just allow myself to be open. So anyway, I love you guys. I thank you. I wish this love and abundance find you right where you're at. Amen. See you next time at our table. Bye bye.